I am doing kind of like a response video, or not really a response, but like a continuation of that one video about romance and love advice, I guess. Also, as you can probably hear in the background, there is some gardening work being done somewhere out there in the world, and you're probably gonna hear it, but like it's okay because it adds character to the video or something, but like just don't worry about it. So heartbreak and how I got through it, and just advice, I guess. I have only been through like a real actual heartbreak about twice in my life. The first time I was 17, 18 years old, and that's kind of the one I'm going to focus on as well. So I was 17, 18 years old. Things to keep in mind, it was never official. We never became a thing. It's the relationship that I really wanted to happen, but they didn't want anything official. So it was long distance. We never actually met in person. We met on DeviantArt 2 years before that, so I was 16 when I met them. And then it was a secret as well from my family and a majority of my friends. So when I was going through heartbreak, I was pretty much going through it by myself. I couldn't ask anyone for help, or I couldn't really vent to anyone. So it was really, really hard to get through. But Kitty, can you just not look at me like that? Like she's just judging me. So how I dealt with it, there's a lot of different things that I did to help myself get through it by myself. One of the main things I did was, by the way, let me let you guys know, none of this is like super original advice. You're gonna hear this from everywhere. So one of the biggest things that I did was, or the things that helped me get through it, was music. Of course, I listened to music pretty much non-stop at this time, which it was really fun, and music also inspires me for art a lot. Art. So it would help me like kind of relate to music, and also it would also wow, I just woke up. It would also inspire me to draw certain things and stuff. So that was a win-win situation there. The only thing that was probably not cool was that I would listen to certain songs so much that it would become associated with that time in my life. So there were a couple songs that I just could not get myself to listen to for years after that, because it just brought me back to a very bad time. Yeah, that's the only downside to that, but honestly, it's worth it. Like music, super great way of getting over things and dealing with events in your life. Another thing I did that helped me get through it was arting, drawing, creating art, mostly vent art, or most of you guys should know what it is, but if you don't, it's when you're feeling not so great and you don't really want to talk about it, so instead you draw what you're feeling, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like a literal piece, it can just be anything. It could just be a monster, it could be somebody crying, it could be something, I don't know, just anything. Can you chill out for just 1 second, kitten? Please. So I drew my emotions a lot, and it was very helpful and very relieving. And I probably have some of that vent art somewhere on my computers. Maybe if I can remind myself, I will post it up on the screen around this time so you can see how I did that. And this was back in 2013, by the way, so not the best, but better than what I can do now. So another thing that helped me a lot, this was like one of the biggest things that helped me get through this, was video games. More specifically Legend of Zelda games, just because this is around the time that I really, really got into Zelda. This heartbreak thing happened around the beginning to mid 2013, and that is when Wind Waker came out in HD on the Wii U. So I bought the Wii U specifically for that game, and I played Wind Waker for hours every day. Like my entire day would consist of Wind Waker. I would wake up really late, like 11, 12, play Wind Waker until like I would go to sleep. It was just my entire day, which isn't like the most productive day, but it really did help me a lot. So the easiest way I got over heartbreak is by distracting myself. And I don't really like when I say distract yourself, I don't necessarily mean completely ignore your feelings, because that's not gonna work. It just means finding something that kind of takes your mind off of it, that helps the day go by way faster, and it really helps you carry on with your life after a really bad heartbreak or breakup or whatever you are going through. It makes things a lot easier. So one more thing I wanted to talk about, which helped me a lot. This is actually the thing that helped me more than video games and more than anything else, which was using logic, which sounds kind of weird, but it's how I got through it. So I would constantly tell myself just some true facts about life, and it really helped me. So I would tell myself, like, yo, Leslie, millions of people have gone through heartbreak and they've made it through. So you will definitely make it through it yourself. Don't worry, you're not gonna die because of this. I mean, you feel like you want to die because it hurts so much and you don't want to feel it anymore, but trust me, you're just gonna pass through it. It's gonna be so much better once everything is done, and you're gonna be so much stronger. Time is the best medicine. That's something I would tell myself a lot, which is 100% true, at least with heartbreak. It's really hard in the beginning, and then as time goes on, it just gets better and easier. It took me about a year and a half to get over this person. It's weird how I remember certain times. I cried every night for maybe not a full year, but almost a year, But seriously, time is it is the best medicine for this kind of thing. And to those of you who are going through heartbreak right now, I know it's really crazy tough and you hate it and it's the worst feeling, and your heart is just it sinks all the time. And I remember for myself, I would think about this person just 24/7. I couldn't stop thinking about this person. They were my best friend for 2 years prior to this. So having somebody that you considered your best friend, the person that you talk to every day, and the first person that you wanted to tell everything to, for them to suddenly leave you, you're this person that was in your life for so long, just to be gone, was really, really hard. And you think life is never going to be the same without them, but guess what, dude? It totally is the same, way after. Give it some time, okay? Don't expect to be over them within a couple of days or within a couple of months even. It takes a really long time, but trust me, life goes on and you're gonna actually be happy again. And you might be thinking to yourself, I'm never gonna let this happen again. I'm never gonna fall in love. I'm never gonna, they're the only one or whatever. No, it's not. I know it sucks to hear that. I'm gonna talk about that actually too, but it happens, and you probably will find somebody else. I mean, depending on who you are. If you find out from this, yo, I'm actually asexual or aromantic, that's cool, and you don't have to find anybody else, and you don't have to feel your life is still totally valid without a romantic partner, so don't worry about it. But if you're not ace and you really, you want to find somebody to love and you think you're not going to after this, don't worry, dude. Don't even worry. You're gonna find somebody else, and they're gonna be probably better, because you're gonna learn a lot from this. But anyways, off of that, I just got off tangent. You are gonna have to tell yourself things that you don't want to hear in order to force yourself to move on. So if, I dealt with this by myself, so nobody ever told me yo, there's more fish in the sea, don't worry about it, dude, you're still young. Nobody told me that, because I was by myself. But if you have friends or family that know about this, they're probably gonna tell you that kind of stuff. You're gonna find somebody else. They weren't, good for you, they don't deserve you, stuff like that. Or things that I'm telling you right now, you probably don't want to hear this. Listen, try to tell yourself that. Try to nurture yourself. That's a big thing that you have to do. Take care of yourself. Tell yourself, listen, this isn't the end of the world. You're gonna move past this. life is gonna be better, and you're gonna grow from this. Like, seriously, you are gonna learn so much from this. Whether or not the heartbreak or the breakup was your fault or not, totally, it's fine. Like, you will learn. I learned a lot from my first heartbreak. I learned not to be such a clingy little demon child. I learned a lot of things, like how they treated me was really not okay, but since I was so crazy about them, I kind of just let it slide. You didn't deserve to be talked to like that, and you didn't deserve to be treated like that. And so the next person that you find, probably you're gonna, if they, you know, you're gonna learn, okay, this person is way nicer, they don't treat me the way the other person treated me. Like, you're gonna learn, I'm gonna give them personal space this time because last time it didn't work out because of that, you know, stuff like that. You're gonna learn from it, and you're gonna tell yourself that you're okay, because you really are okay. Yeah. And then another thing about, like, probably the last thing about, or not the last thing, but pay attention to your feelings. Don't ignore them. I know I said distract yourself, which I still believe in. Like, it's really good to distract yourself from things, but don't ignore your feelings. I allowed myself to cry. I didn't allow myself to cry too much, though. I didn't want to be like crying 24/7, but during the nights when I was alone, I let myself cry, and I did feel stupid about it. Don't get me wrong, I felt like such an idiot for crying so much, but like, it was my first heartbreak, and you know, like, what can you really expect? I mean, you're devastated, so allow yourself to do that. Don't deny how you feel. Just admit, like, yo, I'm sad. Carry out your feelings without harming yourself, though. Like, don't do that kind of stuff, but let yourself vent, let yourself rant, let yourself, you know, just express yourselves. Kitten, hey, chill out. And then another thing I did, which helped a lot, is I surrounded myself with friends, family, and pets. I had some pets that helped me a lot. My family, I'm a huge family person, so I tried to hang out with them as much as I could because they really did help me get through it, even though they didn't know I was going through it. I'm just so happy with them, so, you know, it was just a really good thing to do. I'm not the most social person. I don't have the most friends. So if any of you guys are like me and you don't have too many friends, or your family sucks, find communities online to become a part of. Watch YouTube videos, because some vloggers do a very good job at making you feel like you're talking to a friend, you know. So if that helps, just go ahead and do that. Just find someone to help you. YouTubers, family, friends, just any, you know, streamers, I don't care. Just find somebody so that you don't feel as lonely. And that's pretty much a summary of the things I did and the things I told myself to get through it. It was a really hard time for me. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. It took a really long time for me to get over it, but eventually I did, and I stopped crying over them, and I stopped thinking about them. I can go days and weeks without thinking about them, and it's freaking awesome. And I no longer care what they're doing right now. I don't care if they're with somebody else. I don't care if they're doing better than me. They probably are, but seriously, it's just, life does go on. Time doesn't stop for you to mourn over a relationship that ended or whatever. So just chill out. It's gonna be okay. If I can do it, you can do it. Nobody is worth destroying yourself over. Nobody is worth harming yourself over. Nobody is worth killing yourself over. Don't give one person or a couple of persons so much power over you. It's never ever worth it, and things are gonna get better. Trust me on this. So this has been way longer than necessary. I'm gonna end this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I can be a little bit of help, and I hope, you know, I know you're gonna be okay. And yeah, things have, you know, certain things happen for a reason. That's what I believe, and I've told myself that a lot during this time as well. It happened because it wasn't meant to be, and it's okay. Anyways, I gotta go. Bye. Thank you for watching. Be good, outlets, and I'll see you guys next time.